The next exercise that we're going to show you here is our back squat. So this is a very common exercise in the weight room, often done pretty poorly by most guys going in and just kind of throwing some weight on the bar and squatting. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to walk up to the bar, so don't even hold on to it, just walk all the way up. The bar needs to be a little bit above the nipple line. Make sure it's not above the shoulders and not too low. We're having to squat down. All right, so the coach is in a good position there, upper part of the chest. So now he'll step back. He'll put his hands on the bar, equal distant. Okay, so it's a little outside the shoulders. And the big thing here is making sure that we're equal on the bar, because once we get up under the bar, obviously you can't see side to side if you're equal on the bar. So we'll make sure right now that we're set in a good position. I see it all the time with athletes thinking that the bar is set on the rack properly, and it's way to the right or way to the left, and they get themselves equal in the rack, but they're off center on the bar. So make sure your hands are in a good spot, and he'll go ahead under the bar. We'll make sure that we're all the way up under the bar as if we're about to squat. Okay, so we'll see a lot of guys kind of split their legs, and I just want you to get under the bar. He'll stand up with it, and then he'll back up. I have this elbow rack removed right now just to demonstrate what it's like for the squat, so the camera angle will be good. But there'll be another elbow rack on this side just in case something crazy happens. The bar will be there to catch the weight, and it's not going to crush the athlete. So we'll have the hands always gripping the bar. The hands are never going to leave. The thumbs are wrapped on the inside of the bar, so we're always wrapping the thumb around the bar. The thumb's never behind it. Okay, so if that happens, then it can kind of go in between the hand and the elbow and get down in that back. We just don't want that to even be possible. So we're inside the rack. Feet are a little bit outside shoulder width. Toes are slightly pointed out. And then we're going to start to decline on our squat. So again, hip hinge first, butt goes back. We'll squat down, maintaining good proper position and standing back up. So keep going through a few reps here, coach, as we talk through it. So you'll notice that his knees are allowed to go forward. His butt's going to initiate the exercise, and he's not squatting down like an accordion. So he's trying to maintain as upright a posture as possible as he goes through this drill. And then we'll also notice that as he goes through, his upper neck, so his cervical spine, is maintaining that neutral position the whole time. So as he squats down, his trunk is going to go forward a little bit, so his eyes are typically going to be forward, and then as he squats, his eyes are going to track down a little bit towards the ground because that's the angle of his trunk, and then he'll stand up and eyes will elevate. So show him what most athletes do, looking towards the ceiling whenever they get up under the bar. So I don't want this pinching of the cervical spine. So there's a lot of things that happen, but the big thing is it could possibly impede a little bit of the central nervous system's response, because you're pinching off your spine and not allowing obviously the neurons to fire back and forth. So keep that neutral spine. We don't want to impede anything. We want to make sure that trunk's in a good position as he squats down and back. Another coaching cue that we see that's done a little bit wrong is not allowing the knees to go over the toes. So the knees can track forward. So say I were to put my hands right here at his knee and not let him track forward, he's going to squat with his butt back, and then he's going to squat down like an accordion, and that chest is going to fall forward and squat back up. That's not what I want, okay? So I want to be able to allow the knees to track forward a little bit, keeping that upright posture, because more often than not, you're going to see lower back issues with a back squat rather than a knee. Okay, so the more upright we can keep our trunk, the more spine health we're going to have, or we're going to stay away from injuries for the most part. Okay, so these are the steps to the back squat. As he goes through the reps, just make sure we're maintaining contact with the back, good depth on the squat. We're trying to get 90 degrees or below and maintain that good proper position through our heels as we drive through the floor.